So I noticed occasionally it seemed like my F650 was running a little hot, or at least the fan was on quite a bit when it maybe shouldn't. And I always kind of check the coolant level and notice it would get down a little bit. So, and then I noticed there was a little, drip on the underneath the bike. So I got the tank off, and you can actually see some like dried residue here. And what I actually noticed, there's a little crack in this is the coolant reservoir overflow line. So basically you could call that a really slow leak, but the level would affect the cooling system obviously. So basically just gotta grab a new line, run it to the back here to fix it. There actually is probably enough slack in the interim. I can just cut off here, and that's what I'll try first. But you can also see, like, this has aftermarket, a Serbi's tank, and I think it's just kind of smashing this because you can see where the tank's rubbing there. So what I'll probably do is get some duct tape or something and kind of put like a sheath around that before I put it back on. So I'm going to just try to see if I can get enough slack in the short term to cut this and fit it on. So let's see if we got that. Alright, looks like I do have just enough. I actually had to pull it out of this zip tie here and just run it under this hanger to get that little extra bit of room, but it will go on. But what I've noticed, it's really hard to see, but even the the nipple on this coming off the radiator is kind of smashed and bent. So I'd read that the Serbi's tank isn't quite the perfect fit, but it's definitely not reassuring to know that it's so bad that it's actually pinching and breaking this tube. And obviously here this is a minor issue, but if it probably won't, but if it did, it would cause you big troubles really quick. So I'll go ahead and put this back on here, and then I'll also have some duct tape to add a little protection. And then I also have this, so I can go to the parts store and make sure I get the right diameter tubing. So I'll probably replace that at some point. It's not that hard to do, and it's probably worth it. It's on snug, and I just kind of put a little bit of duct tape. It's I think the issue is a little, maybe how the tank was seated could be an issue, but I'll have to pay close attention when I'm putting that back on. But for now, that's good. Before too long, I'll have to flush the coolant system, just because it's probably a little more diluted with the water I was adding, so that's probably worth doing. Alright, I got the tank back on the bike, and you can see, well, it's hard to see, but you can see my blue duct tape there, but you can definitely tell the tank is sitting, both on that and then on the larger line here. I mean, the tank's pretty much resting right on there. So somewhat of a weird design flaw, I suppose. So I'll just have to keep an eye on that and make sure to that it doesn't happen again.